and Debbie is just joining, and Jeanette. Right, let me just change this. So sorry if you're just joining the recording, because me stood here staring at the screen doesn't make any sense. Today, for those doing the recording, is foam roller and weighted balls, as all of you doing it live know. So we're going to start off in standing as ever. You can have the balls handy, and if we start with your feet very gently touching each other, about just very slightly touching, even if there's a millimetre between your toes, that's all right if they're not quite touching. And then from here on, you're going to gently roll onto the outside of your feet, so lifting your big toe up, and then let the feet come back inwards, and then roll in slightly so the feet are gently kissing each other, and then the little toes lift up off. So rolling outwards through the ankles, so you're lifting the instep, lifting the big toe, and then rolling back inwards, and then lifting the little toes. Now, just start to feel the feet moving and relaxing, and while they're moving, we're going to keep them going the whole time. Start to lengthen up through your body today, so follow the line through your ankles, your knees, through your hips, through the back of your ribs, coming up through your shoulders, feet are still moving, remember, and then coming up through the top of your head, and then turn your attention to your feet again and just come all the way out, all the way in, and then just reset them in the middle where there's a little bit of a gap under your inner arch, the big toes touching, the little toes touching, and the toes are gently going to spread out now. From here, you're going to gently bring your shoulders to your ears and then bring them back down. And once again, so rising up and then back down. And then we're going to pull your shoulder blades back towards each other and then push your shoulders forward. Do that once more, pull them backwards, back to the middle, forwards, and then back to the middle. Good. Pelvis, we're going to tilt backwards, so from the side, so rounding your lower back, and then gently letting your bum stick out. So scoop underneath you, stick your bum out, and then find the middle position. So everything should be in the middle now. You're going to breathe in through the side and back of your rib cage. And as you breathe out, just let your shoulders drop, let any tension go from your elbows and your wrists and your hands. And then next breath out, let any tension flow away through your thighs and away through those feet and the toes. So in this position, you're going to close your eyes and slowly lean forward, keeping the weight through your heels, keeping a long line through the whole of the back, the whole of the body to the top of the head, and then slowly come back to the middle. And think about the pressure through your feet when we're thinking about where the middle is, keeping that pressure even. Taking your weight back over your heels, keep the toes gently touching onto the floor. Come back to the middle. So eyes are closed at the moment if you're able to do that, and we're going to lean over towards the left. Coming back through the middle and over towards the right. Coming back to the middle. Okay, so just find that middle spot, think about your toes, think about the feet being as soft and as quiet as possible, and then we'll slowly open your eyes and bring your heels out and bring your toes out, or toes out and heels out. So let's start with the balls elbow height, elbows gently tucked in, and we just start to open up through the front of the chest. So nice and easy to start off with. Going to focus on a book balanced on top of your head, and the shoulder blades behind you just staying still, so gently sitting on the rib cage. So as we open your arms up, we're not squeezing back through the shoulder blades, they're just staying nice and quiet behind you. And then on the next one, we'll add in your arm reach, so keeping the weights quite low, they're not coming up shoulder height yet, keeping them low, and then bringing them back in. So reach, folding back, turning out, reach, coming back. So just waking up through the shoulders, waking up through the arms, and then as long as you haven't got any neck problems, we're going to add in a neck turn. So turn to the left, coming back in, turn to the right, turn to the left, and to the right, and we keep going. So long reach as you're warming up, really think about lengthening through the arms. Okay, one more to either side, so go to the right and to the left. One more for luck because we started to the left, so better keep it even. And then back to the middle. Okay, good. Give your arms a shake. So we're going to go into our little plie. So feet slightly wider than hip width apart, toes pointing outwards. So heels, bum, back of your ribs, head and shoulders back in a straight line, and aiming your kneecaps out towards your second or third toe, and then squeezing back up. So starting to wake up your glutes on this one, your bum. So as you soften on the way up, squeeze through your glutes to come back up tall. Again, think of a bit of string pulling you up tall by the top of your head and then just lowering you as you move. And then from here, we start out and we go to shoulder height raise and then fall back in. So you're going to reach out a little bit higher on these ones. Trying to keep those shoulders relaxed down away from your ears, so that as you lift up, they don't bunch up too high. If you're struggling with that, maybe just keep the balls a little bit lower, which will make that easier to do. Okay, squeeze your glutes on the way up, soften the knees, squeeze the glutes. Just be aware of your feet as well. On the way out, see if you can keep that slight instep as opposed to just squashing down through the feet on the way in, which will help if you aim your knees outwards. Okay, on the next one, we're going to hold it, and then we're going to, keeping your heels back, head straight, going to rise onto your tiptoes and add in bicep curls, keeping the elbows out wide. So books balanced on your head. See if you can get it that your head doesn't move. So although we're getting onto our toes, our knees are coming out, so our head's going to stay still and your elbows are going to stay still. So just working around the ankles and then working the biceps to squeeze in and then back out. Good. And we count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back down. Good. Give your shoulders and your legs a little bit of a shake. Missed out the rotation, so we're going to come back to the rotation. So feet either hip width or very slightly wider. Balls level with your elbows. We're going to turn through the chest and then reach out through the arms and then fold back into the middle. If you want to in the middle, we're adding a little knee bend and then come up tall again. So reaching out wide. As you come back to the middle, soften through your knees. So as we've started moving down towards the ankles and the knees, we'll keep those moving. So soften the knees and then straighten as you turn. Okay, if you're strong in this position, we can just add in the turns from here. So coming back to the middle, soften, and then straighten. Back to the middle, soften the knees, straighten as you come back up. So try and keep the knees moving almost continually. They sink down to the middle, they rise up to come out. They sink down to the middle, they rise up to come up. Didn't say that very well. And now I've gone wrong. So they sink down in the middle and they straighten as you come up. They sink down in the middle and they straighten as you come up. And if I'm doing this one, it's the same. Okay, coming back to the middle, do one more to either side. And then back up. Good. Okay, give your arms a shake. We're going to go for a dynamic hamstring stretch. So this one, remember, we're going to test your balance a little bit. Excuse me. No falling over, no kicking anyone or anything. So check you've got room behind you, check you've got room in front of you. So to start off with, we can just do a knee lift. So you're going to lift up and then come back. And you're going to tell your feet where they're going to land. So you want your foot to land on the same spot each time. If that's comfortable, you can do it with a straight front leg. This is where we get the hamstring stretch, but it's a lift and a lower, as you know, rather than a big karate kick. Okay, and then if you're comfortable there, we can add in your ball taps as well. So turn it into your cheerleading exercise. And we'll count down from 5, 4, don't want to see any of you falling over on the video, that wouldn't be good. 2, 1, good. Okay, and change sides. So just get yourself set with your feet first of all, and then just do a couple of lifts, and then back, just to find your balance. Again, feeling your feet, being in control, and then you can add in the straight leg lift if you're comfortable. And then when you're ready, we can go for ball taps. Remember, with the ball taps, try and keep up really tall through your chest and your head and your nose. So you're not leaning forwards into it, you're not collapsing through your spine, you're keeping up tall. And if you struggle to do that, if your hamstrings are tight, then just bend your knee and you can tap under a bent knee. So you can just do a move like that. Last 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good. Excellent. Should be warming up now. I'm going to go into some squats, and so it can be a squat and a lunge, or a squat and a step. If you've got dodgy knees, you can just do a mini knee bend and a step and a step. Okay. When we do the step, actually, we're going to push the balls overhead. So it's going to be a squat or a mini knee dip, and then a lunge or a step. As you do your lunge, you're going to press up above your head and come back to the middle. And then we lunge on the other side and press up. Okay, so let's go again. So it's a squat, up tall, lunge or step, press the weights above your head, lunge or step. So this time I do the knee dip. So knee dip, back up tall, step, still going to do the press, step, still going to do the press. Okay, and again, so squat, lunge, lunge, squat, lunge, lunge, squat, lunge, lunge. Okay, we're going to do 2 more sequences. Squat, lunge, lunge, back up, 1 more, squat, lunge, lunge, and then back down. Good. Give your arms and legs a little bit of a shake. From there, we're going to go into biceps and triceps. So if your knees are fine, you want to do a bit more lunging, great. Otherwise, just hold the stance position for a bit of balance. So any dodgy knees, just hold it where you're comfortable. You can even bring your back leg in so it's flat, so you're in a calf stretch position. And from here, keeping straight, we're going to do bicep curls and back down. So if your knees are fine, we can then take it into your lunge. 3, 4, 5, halfway. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. So we hold it there, bring the back foot in flat for the triceps, so long line from your head all the way down to the back of your heel, bring your arms back, check your wrists are neutral, keep the elbows high and then soften the elbows and then press back. 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, we hold, 10 pulses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, come back down, good, and change sides, change legs. Okay, so get yourself set first of all, and then into our bicep curls, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway, 3 left, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so into your calf stretch, back foot down, flat, bring the balls back. Okay, long line through your head to your heels, shoulders away from your ears. Keep the elbows high as you soften your elbows, and then press back. 2, 3. Halfway. 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one you're going to hold, and then we add in 10 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, come out of there. We can place the balls down to one side. And let's go for two roll downs today. So feet hip width apart, feet straight. Chance to catch your breath. Heels bump. Head and shoulders velcro back against the wall. Breathing into prepare. As you breathe out, slowly roll down through your chin to your chest. Through your shoulder blades, through the middle of your back, down through your lower back, keeping the weight over your toes. When you get to the bottom, arm circles. And reverse them. And while you're doing your arm circles, just slow the breathing down. So really feel relaxed upper tummy, a little bit of sideways movement through your rib cage. And on the out breath, use the out breath to let any tension go through your head and your neck, your shoulders. Just be aware if you're holding on, if anything feels a little bit tight today. And then on your next out breath, scoop your pelvis back underneath you. Come back up one level at a time. We'll go palms to shoulder height. Shoulders down away from the ears. Bring your hands back a fraction if you can. And then just gently lift the breastbone up to the sky. And again, as you breathe in at the top, on the out breath, think about letting the hands and the fingers relax, the shoulders relax. And on the next out breath, just think of the feet and the toes relaxing. Okay, so roll down number 2, breathing in. As you breathe out, slowly bring it down. One level at a time. Arm circles. And reverse them. And then when you're comfortable, when you're ready, you can slowly come down onto the mat. I'm just going to grab my head cushion, which we're going to need at some point. That's a small head cushion. We're going to start off, if you've got the foam roller, you can start off on the foam roller. Otherwise, on your back with your head cushion in the resting position. We're going to have the weighted balls down by your side. Okay, so once you're on your foam roller, keeping your hands down, we're just going to take a second to get ourselves lined up and get yourself comfortable on it. So palms flat on the floor, stretch your fingertips down towards your heels. Lengthen through the back of your neck so your nose nods down. And then just take a second to let the shoulders drop. Just feel the shoulder blades relax in and drop in. And then we're going to set your feet, so feet hip width apart. Knees are hip width apart. And from here, we're going to gently tilt your pelvis backwards and forwards. And backwards and forwards. And again, so backwards and forwards, and then find the middle position. From there, we're going to soften down through the ribs. And then let's start nice and easy. Either fingertips gently on the floor, or with your hands on the front of your pelvis and your elbows off the floor. We're going to start with a real simple leg slide. So breathing into as you breathe out, we're going to slide the left leg away and bring it back in, and then the right leg. So nice and easy to start off with, relaxed upper tummy, and you're just going to get your balance on the foam roller. Again, if you're on the flat, you can do these on the flat. Remember, this is one of our easy exercises, so upper abs should really not have to be working on this one. This should be nice and relaxed. You can think about a tiny bit of pelvic floor lower down. If you're on the foam roller, you might be getting a little bit smoother or slower, just while you're really focusing on the control and not falling off, obviously. Okay, one more on either side. And then back to the middle. Good. So now in the rest position, let's go to our arms. And we're going to start without the weights to start off with. So shoulders down away from your ears. And we're going to go nice and easy over your head, controlling the ribs. So just check at the end there that the ribs haven't flared up. So you're going to keep the ribs glued down and then bring your hands back up to the middle. Okay, let's work on our breathing on this one. So you're going to breathe in and then breathe out. Breathe in back to the middle. Breathe out, arms overhead. Breathe in back to the middle. Breathe out, arms overhead. And we're going to repeat. Two more times. And then we're going to go into arm opening. So palms facing each other and gently open in and close in. Open in and close in. So a quick check in here that everything is super relaxed. Check your toes aren't gripping. So a little bit of contact, heel, big toe, little toe, and the toes should be really quiet on this one. Soft through the jaw and the front of your neck as well. Okay, good. So from here, let's move up a bit. So we're going to go onto the balls now. So we're going to start with the balls up above your chest, and let's go for some arm reaches. So you're going to reach through the right arm and then release through the shoulder blade. Release through the left arm and release through the shoulder blade and repeat. So again, chance to think about keeping everything around the body as soft and relaxed as possible. Okay, one more on each side. So your left and right. Okay, and then palms facing the knees. We'll come back to arms overhead. So breathing in, breathing out, control the ribs, and then come back up. So exhale, arms overhead, inhale, coming back up. Okay, now on your next one, if you feel comfortable, if you're on the roller or on the flat, you're going to slide your left leg away and then bring it back in. So breathing out, slide away, breathing in to come back to the middle. So really, obviously, number one, don't fall off the foam roller. Number two, pelvis stays neutral. Number three, ribs are softened as we do the slide. So keep on alternating. And then come back into the middle. Good. Okay, we go double arm reaches. So this time we're going to stretch both arms up. And then this time on the way down, if you want to, you can just let the shoulder blades release. So coming up and then let them go. So the shoulder blades gently thud back against the floor. As long as you're comfortable. So reach and release. I always find this a useful one of just teaching to let go of the tension around the shoulder blades. Okay, so from here we're going to go chest openings. Let's go both arms first of all while we've got the balls, and then bring them back in. So do a set first of all, just working on the upper body. So as long as you're comfortable here, really think about relaxing into the stretch at the bottom, keeping the shoulders down away from your ears, keeping your jaw soft. And then if you're okay there, we're going to add in a knee drop. So let's just start off on the left knee first of all. So we're going to open through the left knee, bring it back into the middle. Open through the left knee, bring it back to the middle. We're going to keep the right knee absolutely still. So imagine you've got something balanced on your right knee as we move. Okay, one more and then we'll change legs. So back to the middle. So this time we're going to move your right leg out to the side, keeping your left knee still. Again, we're going to breathe out to move, and in on the way back. Okay, let's go 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Back to the middle. Good work. Okay, so place the balls down by the side, and you can have a little stretch either if you're on the floor or the foam roller. So if you have your feet a little bit wider for stability, you can let your legs go out and bring your arms back over your head. And just hold it there. Before our next one, we're going to go into some work for your abs. So we're going to do a little bit of crunchies on the next one. Okay, so coming back to the middle, find your rest position again, just reset. So, working on your upper abs, you're going to go into the crunchies. If you want your arms down by the side, that's fine. You might want to use the weighted balls if you've got them. So stretch your fingertips towards your toes first of all. Keep wide through your shoulder blades. Keep the imaginary apple between your chin and your chest. Breathe in, and then breathe out, curling the ribs forwards towards your pelvis. If you want to have your hands behind your head for a little bit of support, then as ever, that's going to be your starting position. So choose the version you want to work at. You've all got an apple between your chin and your chest, whether your hand is down or whether your hand is up. This bit doesn't change position. We're sliding from the ribs towards the pelvis. So feeling your upper abs starting to work. And we're going to go for 10 more. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Last few, just check your shoulders are soft. Try and get that movement through your ribs. Last one. And then come back down. Good. Okay, so hopefully the legs weren't moving too much there and your feet were fairly relaxed on the floor, which is what we're aiming for. Then we're going to come across into obliques, so you can have your hands behind your head because we go alternates on this one. So just setting your head and your neck in its middle position, super relaxed, shoulders down away. Breathing into prepare, and as you breathe out, curling your right elbow towards your left knee, and then coming back, and then your left elbow towards your right knee, and then coming back, and repeat. So breathing out on the way up, in on the way down, breathing out on the way up, in on the way down. Okay, and then after your next one, we have got 10 more. If you want to make it a bit more challenging at the top, just lift your heels slightly and then come back down. So opposite elbow, lifting the heel on the opposite foot and back down. If you know your stability is really good on the one leg lift, you can add in a very small one leg lift at the top. So let me talk you through it again. So breathing out, into your oblique, small leg lift, come back down. Only do that if you know your balance is really good, otherwise you're going to be falling off, which wouldn't be good. So if you're at halfway house, then you're going to lift your heel up and come back down. So across, heel lift and down. I think we've got 6 left. So 1, 2, 3, feeling these today. 4, 5. Got the lift. Last one. 6. Okay, good. Cool. Feel the burn. Little stretch again, feet hip width apart, arms over your head, and just relax back into it. So if you've had enough on the foam roller and you want to come off, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, we're going to do a little bit of work on the balance here. So feet hip width apart, into your rest position. If you're happy with your balance here and you want to get started, we're just going to do a very small 1 centimetre lift off the floor and back. So if you need a bit of balance, you're going to start either with your hands on the balls or on the floor. Just for a bit of balance as you do the same lift. So we're all doing the same lift. And actually, even if you're flat on the floor, I think it's a good chance to work on the basics. Control your ribs, pelvis neutral, tiny bit of pelvic floor with a relaxed upper tummy, and just feel that you change from one side to the other. Feel the lower tummy muscles engage. Okay, so if you're on the roller and you're struggling with your balance, first of all, just double check you're absolutely in the middle. Secondly, have your fingers down, and then just be aware of how many fingers you have got on the ball today. Is it 3 or 2? Can you go down to 1? So just at the point where you're lifting the other leg, you can gently press down through your foot, engage through your glute on the stance leg as you lift. And if you've got one side that's a lot harder than the other, just get yourself set and just work on even heel lifts on that side, just until you feel you can almost lift the toe off the floor without wobbling or wavering too much. So work on the level you're comfortable with there. If you're happy on these, then you can start to bring one leg into tabletop. Only do the tabletop if you've mastered the first one then. This is with hands on my pelvis, elbows off the floor, and just marching from one side to the other. Okay, so remember, tell your feet where you want them to land, and whichever version you're going for, we're going to do a countdown from 10, 9, 8, so maybe just lifting the heel, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent work. Okay, so coming off the foam roller, I'm going to place mine to the side so it's out of the way, and then just coming onto your back for a little bit of a stretch. So we're going to bring one knee and then the other knee into your tummy. Gently just bring the hips to where you're comfortable, and then you can take your hips from one side to the other. Keep hold of your right knee, let your left leg stretch away. And then change sides. Okay, good. So from here, we're going to go over onto our side. Just need to get my small head cushion back. Into our clam position. So we're going to do a little set on our glutes. So cushion under your head. Clam level 1. So find neutral, soften your ribs. Bring your hips and your shoulders over. Relaxed upper shoulder. Hands can either be in front, or if you want a bit of feedback, either keeping your pelvis still or just on the outside of glutes, which is where we're trying to work from. Breathing in to prepare, breathing out, lifting up, breathing in to lower. So nice and easy, level 1 climb. We're going to work on 10 of these. So that's 3. Breathing out on the way up, breathing in on the way down. Two more. And 2. Okay, and then we're going to hover both heels. So when the heels are hover, keep the heels still, and almost just check that the pelvis is lengthened away on the top. So you've got that little gap under your waist, and then we'll go for the next 10. Slowly down, and then heels down. And then we go climb level 3, so legs out straight. Pull your toes back for a bit of support. Gently bring the foot behind the knee and let the knee come down. And then lift it up and out. Okay, 2 more. 1 and 2. And let's just finish the glutes with a side leg lift. So keeping the leg back in a straight line, reaching away, checking you've got that gap underneath your waist. Toes can be pulled back for a little bit of stability, otherwise you can have your hand lightly on the floor. Last 2. Last 1. Come back down, good work. Okay, if we come onto your back and we just stretch out the glute that we've been working. So cross your foot over your knee. If you're not comfortable there, you can just go into both legs out. Pelvis level, press the knee away. And then if you're happy there, you can gently slide the left leg down the floor, keeping the pelvis level. And then just let gravity take the knee out to the side, so stretching through the front of your hip, but also unwinding your glutes behind you. And then from there you can bring it up into your full glute stretch. And then come back down. Good. Okay, so let's go over onto the other side. So we'll change ends of the mat. And we will repeat. So stretching out first of all. Get yourselves all lined up. Control the ribs. Okay, pelvis neutral, ribs controlled. Breathing in to prepare. And then breathing out, lifting the top knee off the bottom knee and back down. So first 10, we're halfway. Last two. And back down, then we'll hover both heels, hold that position, breathing in to prepare, and then breathing out. Just check your shoulders relaxed on this one, your head and your upper arm, your jaw is nice and soft. Two more. One more. Okay, good. So legs out straight, pull your toes back towards you. Slide your top leg so your foot's behind your knee. Let the knee come down. And then lifting back out on this one. Halfway. These feel hard today. Okay, we've got one or two more. And then back down. Legs out straight. Pull your toes back towards you. So we've got the side leg lift now. So reaching out, coming back down. Halfway, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Excellent. Okay, so come in onto your back. If you've got something handy to stretch your legs, then you can grab hold of it. So let's stretch that glute out first of all. So either feet together, knees apart, or cross your foot you've just been working over the other knee, pelvis level, let the knee turn outwards. You can press it out gently with your hands if you want to. Chance to slow your breathing down. Before taking the leg out, so you're doing a figure of 4 stretch if that's comfortable. And again, if you can't get your foot on top of your knee there, on top of you, it's just above you, it's definitely not your kneecap, that wouldn't be very comfortable. So slightly above your kneecap, so the heel's almost sinking into your quads muscle. If you can't do that, you could just position the foot by the side of the knee, if that's more comfortable. Coming back in, and then coming into your glutes, the full version of the glute stretch, and add in the hamstring if you want to as well. Okay, slowly coming back down. So while we're here, we're going to go for a hamstring stretch as well. So band, towel, ring around your foot, whatever you've got, and then slide something or slide the other leg away. What I was going to say was if you haven't got anything, then you can hold behind your leg for a hamstring stretch. Okay, change sides. Again, just a chance to slowly breathe in. Think of the points of contact with the floor. So letting your head, your shoulders, your hips, your calf muscle, your heel just sink down into the floor as you're relaxing into the stretch. and then slowly coming out of stretch. Good. Okay, so from here, you're going to come over onto your fronts. I'm going to pop the cushion in the knees. So into your kneeling position. So bum over your knees, hands under your shoulders. And to start off with, we're just going to do a little bit of shoulder blade work in this position. So check that your head hasn't come forward, bring your head back in line with your body. Nod your nose down a fraction. So if there's a line between your two thumbs, that's kind of where you're gently sort of glancing. Shouldn't be looking up in front of you or down towards your knees. And we're going to start by just gently shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears and then down away from the ears. So your head staying still, the shoulders are coming up to your ears and then down away from your ears. So imagine your neck going shorter and then longer. Your neck's not moving, it's just that your shoulders are coming up and then coming down. So remember, when we're stressed or dizzy or just carrying tension, the shoulders have a habit of rising up towards your ears. So just bring them down now, and we set them away from your ears. Now from here, keeping long through the arms, so your elbows are straight, and you're going to let your chest this time drop to the floor. So don't poke the chin forward, the head moves with your back, and then you're going to press away. So I'm lifting my whole rib cage up, my shoulder blades are separating around the rib cage, and then I'm going to let my rib cage drop. So my shoulder blades are now sliding back towards each other, and then they're going to separate as I press up. So I'm thinking really long arms, really try and lift the breastbone away from the floor in this position, and then let the breastbone sink down as the shoulder blades come back. Okay, 2 more. And then your next one, try and keep the shoulder blades, the shoulders down away from your ears at the same time. So you're going to hold that top position. Top position, almost feeling that you're pressing a bit more through your arms than you might normally. Okay, from here, pelvis neutral, we're going to take one leg back and we're going to stretch your leg behind you and then come back to the middle and then change sides. So I'm going to place, see how well this works, I'm going to place the ball in my lower back so that as I reach, just gives me a bit of feedback. I can feel if I'm going arch because I can feel the ball moving, so I'm going to try and keep the ball still and then just stretch the leg away. And I'm not going to balance the other ball on top of my head, but that's what I'm going to imagine. So my head doesn't move either, so lower back and head stay as still as possible. Keeping really long through the spine. Okay, one more. And we're going to add a slight variation from there. We're going to do the same with a bent knee. So we're going to keep the bent knee and we're going to lift behind. Now this is where I know I'm tight, so I can get more movement, but then I sag through my back, so you might have a bit more movement than me in this one. So keeping the knee bent, lifting up, so we're stretching over the front of the thigh and then back. And really easy on this one for your back leg to end up coming out straighter. So I'm using I can see myself on the screen. I don't know whether some of you might be able to, that you keep the foot back, that it doesn't stretch out away from you. And then the other thing to check in here is just to check with your head and your shoulders. I can feel I'm dropping a bit here, so you need to work extra hard to keep your upper body still as well. Okay, one more on either side. So we go left You might have to do more of these. This is a tough one. And back. Good. Okay. So remove whatever you put into your lower back if you have, and then come back to shell stretch. Okay, come forward again, and then from this position, just need to change something on here. From this position, we're going to go through thread needle. So nose follows your middle finger. Again, keep the head back in line with the body so it doesn't drop too much, and then lifting up and out, and then coming back. Breathing in as you come through, and then breathing out to lift up and out. Okay, 2 more off this one. Last one. Okay, good. Coming back down, and then we got the same on the other side. Breathing in to come through, breathing out on the way up. So 2 more off this one. 1 and 2. Good work. Come back to the middle there. So from here, give your wrists and arms a little bit of a shake. And then you're going to come back into your downward dog stretch. So pressing your heels away. Gently softening one knee. And then switch. And then you can walk your feet back in towards your hands. And then soften your knees and slowly bring yourself back up into standing. Come in to face the front. Okay, so we're finished with a little bit of a thigh stretch, and you can, if you want to, you can turn this into a balance exercise as well. I'll show you, for those of you using a band or a towel, you can place the towel around your shin and then bring your leg into this position. Okay. Now, if you're supple enough and you want to just hold through your heel to your bum here, then that's fine. But just check you're not kind of really overreaching. It should be comfortable. And then I don't mind if you're holding on for balance for this one, but so you can hold on to something if you want to. Don't want you hopping around or jumping around. So keeping your knees hip width apart. We're going to push your hips forward and then stretching up tall from the back heel all the way up through to the top of your head. And just chance again to slow your breathing down. That's me hopping around. And then slowly down, and then we change sides. So again, checklist here, pushing your hips forward first of all, keeping up tall, shoulders relaxed. There should be a little bit of daylight between your knees, but the knees shouldn't be out to the side too much. And then from the side, what we're checking here is again, ribs and pelvis controlled, and then we bring the thigh back rather than going too curvy through your lower back, which makes it easier to bring your leg back, but then you're just moving your back and not stretching over your hip and your quads. Slowing the breathing, and then slowly down and coming back to the middle. So we'll just reset those feet to hip width apart and finish with a couple of slow deep breaths in and out through the side and back of your rib cage. So first of all, you can close your eyes for this bit if you want, and think about any tension flowing away through your forehead, through your eyes, away through your jaw, through the front of the neck. Think of any tension going away through your shoulders and down through your arms, your elbows and your fingers. Any tension passing out through your torso, away through your pelvis. And then finally, any tension flowing away through your legs, away through your lower legs and the feet and ankles and the toes. So leaving your whole body feeling nicely relaxed and energized. And then slowly open your eyes. And thank you very much. I'll now stop the recording, and you guys are either free to shoot